Bamboleo, Bambolea, quite interesting. Yeah. It's an absolute pleasure for me to be here tonight and to stand next to Andy as his best man. I was wondering at the beginning why they made me go last. I thought, I came to my mind, you know, he's French, nobody's gonna understand him unless they're drunk. I said, well, so now that's the reason why, you know, I'm coming last. And so I met Andrew back in the summer of 2010, not summer of 69, you know. It was 2010, and I was actually interviewing for a room in Warwick Avenue. So there were like two people looking for another person. Helena from Spain is there tonight. And they were interviewing me, and I was kind of surprised at the beginning because the English dude was much more into me than the Spanish lady. I was, what the fuck is going on, you know? But you know, I needed the room, so I thought, you know, let's play the game. I think when I told Andrew, when he realized I was French and worked in the wine industry, his eyes went very shiny. So I tried to bribe him with some wine, and 2 weeks later, I moved in. Well, at first, you know, we had this kind of lovely-dovey flatmate relationship, you know, moaning about whose turn it is to clean the flat, you know. And from what I remember, Andrew, when he was doing the washing up, didn't realize that on a plate there's two sides. So there was always one side which was really clean, but the other side was actually kind of dirty. And obviously, you know, you're English, I'm French, we're the best enemies. So we were quite arguing and shouting about football and rugby, obviously. I don't have the football type, so I'm more like a rugby guy, and you know, we had a few shouts, but it was quite nice. And obviously, you know, he cooked. I mean, he called that cooking. But what I remember from Andy is like the orange squash ribena and baked beans on toast. That was his vision of like cuisine. So one day, I decided to initiate him to a nice cheese fondue. And you know what he called that? It's like cheese on toast. What would Gordon say to that? What would you say to that?
Andy, you want to get yourself out of that fucking house, big boy. Come on, experience a bit of fucking fine dining, big boy. Posh cheese on toast, really? Nice and way, big boy. You could have put some fucking ham and pineapple on it and really gone for it. Oh dear, really? Disappointing.
Thanks, Gordon. I like to have some backup a little bit, you know. But I really got fond of him. He became my friend and my little English brother. And yeah, I said little because even though he has grey hair, he's younger than me. And you know, actually the top of our relationship was watching The X Factor on a Saturday night with a glass of wine. I think that's when I realized that we were like best buddies ever, you know. What do you think? You think Louis is right? I know Simon is right, you know. Just, and then Andy moved to the countryside and Reading. And the day came when he told me, Matt, I want you to introduce you to somebody special. I said, ah. And Ina didn't show up. She was actually sick that day. So that was my first impression of Ina. But then I saw her 2 weeks later, she was really embarrassed about being ill that day. So she came, and then I saw your eyes, Andy, that day. And they were shinier than when I told you I was French and working in the wine industry. So I realized that she was the one. And I asked you the question, so, and you did this lovely gesture you do sometimes. You put your hands in your pocket and say, I really like her. Which, in the English language, means more than that. We all know that, you know. My experience of the English language with different words is like, when you ask an English person, do you think it's good? Say, yeah, it's interesting. So as a French dude, you say, yeah, you say it's interesting, so that's good. Now in English, actually when you say it's interesting, say, could you reconsider? Because you don't, you know, if you say interesting for a lot of things, and Andrew was thinking that sometimes I was saying interesting things, well, I wasn't sure if he liked them or not, but it was good. And you know what, last December, you asked me a lovely question. You asked me, would you be my best man? Ooh. I was very touched by that, and apparently he was more worried about me saying no than Ina saying yes to get his wife. So I was, you know, I say yes. And this role implied two things. Me speaking tonight, obviously, and me organizing the stag do. Hello boys, yeah? They're my boys. I had clear instructions from Ina. No drugs, no tiger, and no tattoos. We did not follow the movie, but we were fairly hungover the following day, that's for sure. We didn't meet any tiger either, but we did meet a couple of cougars. German cougars in the south of France. It was in Provence. They wanted to take a lot of pictures with Andy, because Andy that night was dressed as a French maid. Imagine Andy as a French maid in the south of France getting hit on by old German ladies. That was hilarious. That was absolutely hilarious. And well, about the tattoos, you didn't get any, but I found another way to get your skin impacted by some stuff. That's why the following day, after the cougars, we went to paintball. Yeah, Andrew, I'm sure you remember that moment when you had to run in front of all the guys at this table. You can look at them, you know, they have like a big smile on their face. And he was supposed to run from one side of the field to the other side, and we were all like in a line trying to shoot him. So as a memory of this stag do, Andrew, I'd like you. That's the outfit he was wearing during the paintball. Obviously, you know, we all had the same outfit, and Andy was the only one with the colorful outfit. Mask for you. And so he was a clear target. You know what? That day you were a true hero, and I'm sure that in Ina's eyes tonight you were a superhero too. So I would like to raise my glass, all empty, no, this one is, to Ina and Andrew, to the bride and the groom. Thank you. Finish.